Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good start to your day here this morning. We're going to have a fun time this morning looking at a few studies. And good morning, Nick. Happy birthday. It's Nick's birthday, guys, from our staff. I won't even ask how old, Nick. I know what's good for me. Mike. Kim, good morning from Timmins. Rosalinda, Niagara Falls. Brenda, Kim, two Kims. One from Timmins and Kim, the other one, not sure. Nellie, good morning. We appreciate you guys. I know I say that all the time, but I mean it, and couldn't do this without you. Mitch, Micheline, bonjour. Debbie, Amherstburg, Lori, Niagara Falls. Ernestine, PEI, the beautiful Prince Edward Island. And Diane, our friend. Zien, bonjour. Morris from North Bay. We appreciate you guys very much. Deb, Connie, Serpa, our good friend. Hi, Serpa. And we appreciate you guys. Nick, another Nick from Oxford, Quebec. Bonjour. And Kevin from Oshawa. And Wendy from Markham. Good morning, Wendy. We love you. Karen, much appreciated for you guys to come on. Chantal, André Sicard, bonjour. Deb, and Holly. Good morning, Holly. Thanks for coming on. Beverly, we appreciate you. Now, Stevensville, that would be in Newfoundland, wouldn't it? Union. Hold on, I missed the name there. Okay, Colorado. Holly's on vacation in Colorado. Well, good for you. Shirley Ann, thanks for coming on. Linda and Laura. You guys are wonderful. Okay, let's talk about a couple of studies that came on. Hi, Jean. How are you? Or Jen. Listen to this, okay? And hot off the presses. Low omega-3. Okay, here we go again with omega-3. Low omega-3 index is just as strong as a predictor of early death as smoking. Okay? Here we are, guys. You guys know this, but the world doesn't know this. It's unfortunate. You know, here we are in 2021, and the world still does not know this. Now, when you're low in omega-3, you might as well be smoking. That's how dangerous it is to be low in omega-3. And folks, you know me, and I've been saying this for years. It's the same thing. All risk death is increase when you have low levels of vitamin D. Omega-3, I think we're going to have to give omega-3 a vitamin status at the Martin Clinic. So I'm thinking vitamin O. What about you guys? Okay? Vitamin O. Let's have a little back and forth here, guys, in your mind, and maybe give me some suggestions as to what we call omega-3 oil. Vitamin O, do you like that? Okay, vitamin, because I want to give it a vitamin, because the new studies, and I've talked to you about high DHA and how important that is, not only for your brain, the new study that came out on DHA and cancer, how it literally makes tumors explode. disappear with omega-3. So let's give it a vitamin status. If you're low in omega-3, why, all they have to do, okay? And you can get this done, but, most doctors, the problem is that, and I'm happy to look at your blood work, guys, okay? I am. You're not bothering me. I don't mind giving you an opinion on your blood work. People are asking me, well, what do you look at? And you know me, I'm looking at, if I could get it, the thing that I would probably like to see the most is what your vitamin D levels are. Now, we're going to go into a little bit of teaching, probably tomorrow, on vitamin D. I'm going to show you how your body, uses it. I always talk in generalities, so I tell you, well, you need, vitamin D you need for everything, and I'll prove that to you tomorrow. Your dehydroxy levels is the way to measure vitamin D in your bloodstream, and you need, it's such an essential test. When it's estimated that near 90% of the population is low in vitamin D. Wasn't it shocking to you when I brought this to you? I don't know, remember about a month ago they were talking about, maybe it was longer than that. Time seems to fly. They were talking about the Indian variant. Remember that? And in our country here, our province, our premier was asking to shut the borders. Like, don't allow any traveling to come into Ontario because we have the Indian variant. You remember that? Well, one of the things that came out of India, and by the way, their levels, now as far as the virus is concerned, have gone down. But they were, one of the studies done there during that time, people are in India were 90% of them were low in vitamin D, for heaven's sakes. Well, they have darker skin. And I guess they buy into the lie of not going in the sun. Now, that's a big country, and, I know there's north and south, but they probably have a lot more chance to get in the sun than we do here in Sudbury. It was about 2 weeks since we seen the sun. It came out yesterday afternoon, and I was right out there sitting outside in it as soon as it came out. But you can't always rely on sunlight. I'd love to. You Floridians. Ooh. So scared of the sun. There's no excuse. If you live in Florida and you got low levels of vitamin D. But how do you know if you have low levels of vitamin D? Other than a blood test. But, we could go over it. You must assume your low levels of vitamin D. If you don't get in the sun, you work indoors, and you're not taking vitamin D as a supplement, you're low. You're low in omega-3, and there's a way of measuring your omega-3 levels. You can actually measure it. They test your blood, test your red blood cells. They know how much omega-3 you have. It's easy for a lab to do it, but it's not being done. And now we know conclusively it should be done. It should be done. These are tests that can save your life. If you can, just ask your doctor, if you're going to get blood work done, can I please get my vitamin D levels checked? Please. That's only for bone, and you don't need it. Oh, I wish I could scream and get doctors to move off their prejudices. You know, our Minister of Health in Canada said vitamin D was fake news. Oh, you know, I can't get over it. I can't get over it. So low levels of omega-3 are, here's the headline, are just as strong a predictor of early death as smoking. Hot off the news wires. Why isn't that major news? I feel sorry for people. I feel sorry for people of the world. Nobody tells them these things. What are you going to do? Wait for the pharmaceutical companies to tell you about omega-3? And like I said, there's probably not a cardiologist in North America, and I mean this, that doesn't recommend, that doesn't take omega-3 personally. They take it. They know the significance of it for them. Ask a cardiologist. I've told you this in the past, but they used to bring me in, you know, this is years ago, a lot of years ago, probably almost 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. I used to do every year, a couple of times a year, actually teach. You know, there was a company out of Toronto that, you know, if you wanted to get all your postgraduate, you know, if you're a medical doctor or you're a chiropractor or you're, I'm sure, a physiotherapist and whatever, they have to constantly upgrade their training. They have to. Every year you have to have so many credits so you can maintain your license. So anyway, there was a company in Toronto that that hired me. And I wasn't the only guy, but they'd have several speakers, Toronto and Montreal, and doctors would come to get hours. If you spent a day, you got, I think, everything you needed for a year. You know, it cost you $400 or $500, or I don't even remember what they were charging these doctors. But I you know, they liked me because I would tease them. Put your hand up, I used to say, okay? How many of you know anything about nutrition? And you'd have maybe 200 or 300 doctors there, medical doctors, and they knew nothing. They were scared to put their hand up in case I asked them a question. But here's one of them I used to ask. How many of you doctors take omega-3 as a supplement? Put your hand up. And it was shocking how many of them put their hand up. That, I mean, they were taking omega-3, and I'm talking 15, 20 years ago. Then I asked a second question. How many of you are recommending it to their patients? And I think there was 1 or 2 hands that went up. I said, you're a bunch of hypocrites. Why would you take omega-3? Because you know it's good for your heart. That's all they knew in those days. It's good for my heart. You know, fish oil. It's good for my heart. And they were taking it, but they weren't recommending it to their patients. I said, you're a bunch of hypocrites. Why wouldn't you recommend it? we don't have enough studies, or we, in our, I used to get so uptight about that. It's amazing. You don't get enough omega-3, folks, in your diet unless you're Inuit. Okay? You live up in the Arctic, and you're living off fish and seal and, whale and blubber, and, you're not getting enough omega-3. And we've talked to you about the importance of, especially the high DHA oil. That is so good for you. Your brain is made up of DHA. It's not just for your heart, guys. It's for your brain. And now it's part of the Martin Clinic protocol for cancer. I learned something new. I didn't even know it. I knew it was anti-inflammatory and all that. And, cancer, yeah, there's inflammation involved for sure early in the process. But now we know. Now we know. Omega-3, really, really, really important. Okay? I know. I was thinking about this study came out, and I think we're going to talk a little bit about statin drugs, because this was a negative study on statin drugs. Now, guys, look, I'm not telling you as an individual what to do. This is for educational purposes only, because, look, I want your cholesterol to be high, okay? You guys know me. There's no such thing as bad cholesterol. I don't mind telling you that. I'm happy to preach it. Cholesterol, again, is not the boogeyman. Okay? It's just not. And when people have a heart attack, I don't ask the question. I wonder what they're, I shouldn't say I don't ask the question. If I could, I would, but this has already been done, so I don't have to ask the question. If someone has a heart attack, what's your cholesterol? Because 75% of people that have a heart attack, their cholesterol levels are normal. It's the wrong indicator. And when I look at blood work, I want to see your lipid profile. I want to see two numbers. They are very important. And not just for your heart, and not just for your brain. Because they'll tell me if you have metabolic syndrome or not. What am I looking at when I look at your lipids? Okay, lipids are your fat profile. I want to know what your triglycerides are, and I want to know what your HDL is. And so if I see something flagged like, total cholesterol is high, good. I'm not looking at it. You can't make me care about it. You can't. I care about you, but I don't care about your cholesterol, except that I want it high and HDL. Because those are your FedEx trucks on your highways of your blood vessels. They pick up your triglycerides and bring them back to the liver so that they can be metabolized and babaylo out of your body. It's basic biochemistry, guys. But the pharmaceutical industry, their marketing people are absolute geniuses. Geniuses. And they got so much money. They pump it, they pump it, they pump it. Okay? They pump it. But listen to this, okay? This came out yesterday. And I mean, it's been done before, but it's really confirming the numbers, okay? And I'm just going to tell you what it is. Listen to this. Imagine if you owned a company that had 50% of the population over the age of 75 taking this medication. Imagine if you were a shareholder in a company that half the people over 75 were taking this med. You'd be, woo, woo. I mean, I don't know exactly what the demographics are in North America, but we're talking millions and millions and millions of people, right? And God bless you. You live over 75, you're over 70, good for you. The problem is when you're over 70, for a lot of people, they're on lots of medications, and one of them that they're on are statin drugs. Crestor, Lipitor, Zocor. But here it is. Here's the stat. 50% of the population over 75 in the USA take a statin drug. If you take a statin drug, okay? If you take a statin drug, I'm not telling you not to take it. So if you said, oh, Dr. Martin said don't take a statin drug. I didn't say that. I'll never say that. You got to decide what to do. I'm giving information here. You're twice as likely to develop dementia. As they hammer, listen, statin drugs work. They do. Statin drugs were designed for lowering your LDL. Do they work? They absolutely work. They will lower your LDL. The question I ask, why do you want to lower your LDL? Because that's bad cholesterol. Not in my opinion. I'm not even interested in knowing what your LDL is. You can't make me interested. You can twist my arm. You can do some torture. I'm not interested. I know one thing. You need cholesterol. Your body makes cholesterol. 85% of your cholesterol comes out of your... 85% of your cholesterol comes from... I'm asking a question. You guys, if you don't know this, you should know it. 85% of your cholesterol comes out of your liver. You know my statement. God doesn't trust you enough to eat enough cholesterol. So he makes it for you. In your liver. 85%. Because you need cholesterol. You're made up of cholesterol. Your eyeballs are cholesterol. Your cells have an outer layer that's made up of cholesterol. They're your transporters of your hormones, ladies. Hormones will be a lot worse when you have low levels of cholesterol. Why are you trying to lower your cholesterol? I'm trying to increase your good cholesterol. And when I say that, I mean HDL, because I know exactly what HDL does. And you do your 15%. You do your 15%. Your body will make 85% of it. Your 15% is up to you. And cholesterol, repeat, repeat, repeat. Cholesterol in food is found in the, finish the sentence, kingdom. There's a blank word there. See, I'm a teacher. Fill in the blanks. What kingdom are they found in? Oh, Doc, I'm eating my veggies. Well, good for you. Hey, Doc, I'm eating fruit. Isn't that good? Yep, good for you. But you're not going to get cholesterol from plants, fruits. You won't. It's found in the animal kingdom. So you filled in that blank, and I know most of you know that. You need to eat cholesterol. And when they hammer the cholesterol down, oh, your heart, your heart, your heart, your heart. They're playing with your brain. See, when I look, I sort of started writing these questions down. Questions I ask when I see something, okay? I started this morning, so I probably will do this one day. Questions I ask. Now, you guys know me. I'm a question guy. I love questions. Because any physician needs to be asking questions. They need history. They need your symptoms. If they're not questioning you, they're bypassing a real important way to get information. Questions, questions, questions. When I see, if someone has had a heart attack, I'm not asking the question, what's your cholesterol? I'm not interested in that. Other than, what is your triglycerides? Your 3 fat balls that are made from sugar and crappy carbohydrates, made with industrial oils. You want to jack up your triglycerides? Then be a carboholic. It's as simple as that. You want to lower your triglycerides? Eliminate. You got to empty the Costco parking lot. The liver. You got to get rid of the fat. But fat in your liver, when it's overwhelmed, will go into your bloodstream as triglycerides. That's how your body operates. It's basic biochemistry. Fat does not make you fat. Fat, okay? It's a blank statement. Now, there's bad fats, okay? Okay, there are bad fats. They're made with your industrial oils, okay? So be careful with that stuff. Be careful with that stuff. The middle aisles of your grocery stores and your fast food chains cooking their chicken fingers and fries and stuff like, it's not only carbs, but they're cooking the stuff in industrial oil. Your body was never meant for that stuff. It's not meant for that stuff. Anyway, it's a question I ask, you see. If someone has a heart attack, I want to know what their triglycerides were. I want to know how much good cholesterol they had, and, what I call HDL, good cholesterol, high density lipoprotein. It's a carrier. It's a carrier. Yeah. So, isn't that interesting about omega-3, guys? We come back to that good, healthy fat. Okay? Healthy fat. It's so good for you. And now researchers are finally, not that they often said it. It was so good for the heart. I mean, like I said, even physicians, they don't argue with that. They really, at least if you know a physician that doesn't like omega-3, can you let me know? I'll send them a personal email or something saying, hello. No, really, no. But I'm telling you guys, it's a foundational thing. People ask me, Doc, what do you... Well, I said, I take fish every day in a capsule. And red meat, your steak, vitamin S, I'm telling you, has more omega-3, that fatty acid, than fish does. It does. People they don't like to hear that sometimes because they want us not to eat meat anymore. You see the whole world now getting, they're getting brainwashed. Meat, climate, animal kingdom, don't eat it. They're made for pets. You got a cow, make it a pet. Oh, don't eat it. Oh, I get it. Guys, I get a headache when I think about that. How insane it is. And guys, I don't mind telling you this. If you don't eat from the animal kingdom, if you don't eat red meat, I just don't know how to help you. I can't unless you supplement, okay? Okay, I get it. You want to be, for whatever reasons, okay? I call it religion, but if you want to be a vegetarian, and worse, a vegan, then at least supplement. And here's what I would tell you to take. You need to take vitamin D. You should anyway, but you're not going to get vitamin D. I want to talk about this. I'm going to do a little teaching on this, okay? And I'm thinking tomorrow, okay? I'm thinking tomorrow. I'm giving you a little bit of a heads up. Because you'll find this interesting, but look, you need vitamin D, you need B12, you need omega-3. Now, you can get omega-3 ALAs from the plant kingdom, but you're not going to get EPA or DHA unless you eat from the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom is the key to your good health. The world has got it wrong. It's got it wrong. One of my guru friends, smart. I love him dearly. As a person, I mean it. He came out with a statement, I think it was on Twitter or whatever, and said, well, here's a healthy plate, 75% vegetables, 25% meat. I said, Doc, flip it, and then it'll be healthy. And guys, I got science on my side. You just can't eliminate or even diminish the animal kingdom and be healthy, in my opinion. You're going to, because you are going to be low in omega-3. And you might as well smoke. If you're low in omega-3, this is what the research is showing. This is what all the studies are showing now. When you are low, you've got low levels of omega-3 found in the animal kingdom, you might as well smoke. That's the headline. So I'm going to scream the truth, guys. He sometimes makes me unpopular. But hey, I have an open mind. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. Show me how you can get, without supplementing, show me how you can get B12 from plants. Show it to me. Show me how you can get your complete amino acids. You can't. Show me how you can get heme iron, which is the absorbable iron. You can't. Not if you're not eating from the animal kingdom. You must supplement that. If you want to supplement, okay. I'd rather you eat it. I'll ask you another question. How are you going to get vitamin A? The forgotten kid on the block, the top of the alphabet, vitamin A, your invisible mask, which I've talked to you about hundreds of times. A mask that really works. The other mask, can I just be honest with you, please? The other mask is theater. Okay? It's theater. You want, I know, I go into a store, I put it on. Why? I don't want people coming and screaming in my face. But it's theater, guys. Any doctor on day one of medical school will tell you that. You can't stop a virus with a mask. But you have an invisible mask. Your body has an invisible mask. When you take vitamin A, well, how do you get vitamin A? Vitamin S. Steak. Not from carrots. No. Are carrots good? Yep. Do they give you vitamin A? No. They give you beta-carotene. That's a precursor. It's not vitamin A. Vitamin A is found in steak. I know. You want a good immune system? You better have vitamin A. We don't talk about it very much. When they go over to the third world, they take vitamin A with them. Because they need it. Okay. I know I got off on a little tangent today. I get excited. Okay. Guys, the reset. Okay? The reset. Who wants to start July 1st? Put your hand up. Invite your friends, guys. Okay? Invite your friends. Get started. 30 days. 30 days change your life. It really does. Okay? The reset. And we'll coach you through it. Make sure if you start the reset that you're part of our private Facebook group. Tell the group you're starting. We'll encourage you. We'll pump your tires every day. We will tell you, keep going, man. Keep going. You're doing it. There's 20 things at least that are going to happen inside your body. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.